Hi and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to kind of give you little tips and hints on how to cut your vinyl to get the most out of it, depending on what it is you want to make, and then the scraps that are left over I can give you some ideas. So what I'm going to do is I always like to make my composite mini book, which I had a video for that. You can find it in the down in the catalogs of my different videos. So this is the composite mini book with the pen holder, and I have the measurements for this. Like I said, I'm minimal, so I cut exactly what I need to not waste a lot of vinyl, and I'm going to show you kind of how I did it out of one piece of vinyl. I think this is the, what is this, the normal like 7 3/4 by 13, and the way the vinyl, most vinyls are, I'll show a couple of them, are vertical. So very few are horizontal, most of them are vertical. So with a vertical cut, I'm going to do this one as a vertical as well because of the way the lines. I'll show you, which I've already cut a square that was vertical. So the very bottom part, even though I need to measure like 7.5 by just a little smidge over 2 or 5 inches. So it's at almost 8, and it's not going to be worth trying to get that little piece here unless you're going to use, that little 1/8 or 3/8. So I just end up cutting it anyways. I leave you a little bit of room, wiggle room on placing it in the hoop. So this will be the cover of the book. That I already know. This I'll use as the cover of the book. The inside for my books, I use flannel. So I'm going to have a cover, or a piece cut for the inside of the cover. This one I happen to have for the MK. So I've got my, like I did here, cut the cover. Then I'm going to go up above, and I usually go on my left side. I'm going to cut a piece that's going to be the same height, which is almost a little, smidge over the 5 inches. And I'm going to have 2 pockets, which I end up adding together, which end up being 5 1/4. And then I'm going to cut that in half. So for the pockets, it is just over 5 and the 5 1/4. Cut. And then I cut really careful on the corners. And when I do this in bulk, I cut a stack of like 4 or 5 at a time. So this is going to be my pockets on the inside of the book. I use the pockets as the same as the outline or outside. Sorry, you don't have to, but it kind of goes with it. And then, like I said, you don't see anything on there, so you can use flannel, less expensive, easier on it, lighter. So I'm going to cut this in half. Easier for me to measure. I know it's going to be just a little over the 2.5, almost 2 3/4. And these are the lines you want to make straight because they'll be the center of the pocket. They'll be at the center of the book, so you want to make them straight. So this is just one portion of the sheet, which is going to be a book, and then you have this piece left over. So with this piece, like I did on the MK here, I was able to cut up the side here, and what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to make a sanitizer holder. And I'm doing the same thing where I'm minimal on my sides. I'm right at my line. I know where it's going to stitch. This makes my outside of the sanitizer holder, and then there's a pocket. I use felt for my inside, less expensive, doesn't need to be heavy duty, it doesn't need to be vinyl. I just use felt, absorbs in case there's a leak. But the outside pocket, I will use another piece of the vinyl. So it just happens that when you cut this little piece up here happens to be just that right perfect size for the pocket. So this will be my sanitizer holder. So I've got 2 items out of one sheet. What I have left when I cut this, I will have this piece left. So with this piece, depending on the pattern and which way it goes, here you kind of can play, you can go either way, it doesn't really matter, the design is, there. But you can do, bookmark, make earrings if you want to set them up inside. Excuse me, sorry. You can do the back side of an ID holder. Use plain vinyl for one side, which their card goes in there anyway, you know. ID holder works perfect inside there. Bookmark. A gift card holder. This is the one that I have, the envelope one, but that's about the size of it. So you can use that for a gift card holder that way. I have a pattern that I did for myself when I had a bunch of these, and all I did was fold this over. I had the line up in my hoop, my pattern. I actually created it myself for myself, and once I stitch out the one line, I lined this up, I taped it on, and the machine sewed exactly a line straight down, straight across for me, and it was just a little gift card holder. At Christmas time I sold a bunch of them. I mean, for the amount that's here, I think I sold them for like $2.50 or $3 a piece, and people took them. They thought they were great because then they can use them afterwards in their purse if they just want a couple cards thrown in it or something. So that's an idea for this little piece here as well. Like I said, depending on the way the pattern goes, you know, I'm trying to think here, this is like the back of one of the ID holders. You can do that and put your pockets other colors. So there's all kinds of things you can do with cutting if you use it for the book and a sanitizer holder. And then if you don't want the sanitizer holder, go back to our piece that we had here. You can use, then you can do the bookmark this way if you want. You might get two out of it depending on the size of your bookmarks. Set up your earrings depending on how you want the pattern. Here I can probably do them this way and get a couple in there. Here's the 4-inch scissors or the cuticle cutter. You can get one side of the your cutter done. Use another piece of vinyl for the other side. You can do the hoop earrings and get another piece of felt or another vinyl for the inside if you want. Depending on which way the pattern goes, this happened, I think, that I used it this way because it didn't matter how the pattern went, and I actually cut it out there, and then I cut the pocket down on the next piece. So it came out kind of perfect using that. If we don't, here's the large nail file sleeve that I have. So here's another one I can do this way, and I have this piece still left over. So there's so many options and ways, and if you're having your minimal cutting, right in the, learning how to place your vinyl inside your hoop and where to place your pattern in your hoop so you can do that, you'll get the most out of a piece of vinyl. So just a little tip on how to measure and how to get the most out of something in one piece of vinyl and how to cut it. So here we are. That's what we got out of it, and then we have the spare piece that we'll do something with it. Probably make a like I said, a gift card holder. This happened to be one of the ones that I did. So then same thing, if you don't want to do the mini book, you can probably do the wallet. Same thing. Your bottom piece will be here, and actually with this wallet it's a little shorter than the book, so you're going to have a little more space and a little more piece of larger piece at top left. So if you don't want to do your pockets the same, you can do it in a plain vinyl like this one here. I just use plain blue, but I use the same color for the pockets. So you can do the same thing. You'll have the wallet at the bottom for the main piece, your pockets up top. So there's all kinds of options. Once that's done, same thing, you'll have those pieces left over. So many options of what you can do and how to fit things in there. So little tip on how to get the best or the most out of one piece of vinyl. So if you enjoyed it, give me a thumbs up. Let me know if you have any other questions or any ideas of what you want me to talk about or do. Put them down in the comments, would be great. Subscribe would even be better. Hit that bell so when I make more, you will get notified. So thanks for watching. Meet you at the cutting table.